at the level of the running mate. Let's move on. In his speech in the, he says, the way the market preachers speak. In fact, Manasseh goes on, KJTR came to mind because of where the program was held. But that should even tell you that you don't understand communication, Manasseh. You don't understand communication. Because if you say that KJTR is where the thing happened, then when you are communicating and KJTR means something, KJTR represents a certain culture. KJTR has projected a certain communication culture. And so if you are speaking at KJTR, you imbibe the communication culture of KJTR. When you go to Rome, do what the Romans do. That's successful communication. The one you are advocating is a communications faux pas. He says, in fact, KJTR came to mind because of where the program was held. But I could have used Kanishi or Makola, and the meaning would still have been the same, without intending to offend any group of people. To the extent that some people are hurt by the mention of KJTR and understand it to be an attack on some particular group of people, I unreservedly apologize to anyone who is offended, especially KJTR market preachers. It is not in my nature to denigrate any group of people. Please spare us that one. The Bible says what is in your heart is what you've done. Spare us those things. It's not in your nature to do what? What is in your nature is what you have put on the thing. Didn't the Bible, you think why did the Bible caution us? The Bible knew that people like Manasseh will come and say things wrong. So the Bible is saying, don't listen. Out of the abundance of his heart, his mouth has spoken. What is not in you? Which nature? How do we know your nature? Shakespeare said there's no art, there's no construction of the face. What did he say? There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. So what is in you is what you've put out. Why are you coming to tell us what is not your nature? Act your nature and don't act your opposite nature, and we'll know what your nature is. Why are you coming to tell what is not in what your nature? Please, if you're apologizing, my uncle Yadonko, I've told him that you said you are sorry. He's fine. Don't come and add insult to injury. Write your apology properly and let sleeping dogs lie. We all do mistakes. We all make mistakes. To err is human, and then we go on. Don't come and tell us it is not in your nature. It's not in what your nature. It is your nature. You are an arrogant, rude man, and you are proud. That is your nature. That's what you have shown. Go and repent and stop coming to tell us it's not which. You are a proud man. It is in your face. You hide it and then pretend that you are humble. That is what has been exposed today. You are a very proud man. You think that you are a better human being than KJTR market preacher. You, Manasseh, you think you're a better human being than KJTR market preacher. So when Matthew Poku Prempe, the distinguished member of the Royal College of Surgeons, is speaking that way, you think that he's bringing his standard low to KJTR market preachers. He should raise his standard to a running mate. Running mate standard is not KJTR market preachers. That is arrogance of the highest order. Looking down on people. It is not good at all. God doesn't like that. Looking down on other people because of what they do. Looking down on people because of what they do. I've been fighting that forever. When I go somewhere, hey, you journalist, hey, don't bring that, you journalist in here, please. Anyway. Oh, no, not yet. I'm not done. Please, I'm not done. Let's get back to Manasseh and finish with him. Because he has apologized. We have to accept the apology and then move on, you know. So I'm done. So Manasseh, your apology is accepted, at least by my uncle Yaudonko, because I've told him in Tick Room this evening that offer Abrante na or side or say wafu I am from so inti yejai. And as for to err is human. So if he has apologized, that's the end of the story. But I'm just bringing this to viewers, for viewers to understand sometimes these kind of people that we are dealing with, one, they don't even understand communication. They think they understand it because they are megalomania. They look down on people. They think that some people should be looked down upon, but they pretend that they are humble. They're always holding this humble look, a humble face, a humble, and these are the things they write. Now he's apologizing. In his apology, he said Napo has done something. Please put the apology back. Let me finish. I'll finish. Producer, don't worry. I'll finish. Don't worry. Today is Thursday, so chill out. He said that, especially KJTR market preachers, it is not in my nature to denigrate any group of people, not even Napo. What does not even Napo mean? What English is he writing? He said, it is not in my nature to not even. Please go back to your class 3 construction teacher and go and learn your English well. What is he writing? Do you know what you've written? And I said, not even. Do you know what that means? Where is the literature? Did he go and find literature and read? Look at what he's written. He says, it is not in my nature to denigrate any group of people. Full stop. We understand that. He says, not even Napo. Hey, English people, explain to him what he has written. What is written, does he understand it? Napo, please, we are sorry. He says not even Napo. Whose, now he's referring to what Napo has done with him, whose respectful gesture towards me was the subject of my article this Monday. I am sorry. So the man, Manasseh, is telling us that Napo made a respectful gesture towards him. Manasseh is the reason why you can say Napo is not arrogant. Because Manasseh here says that Napo he described this as respectful. A respectful gesture. Of course, Napo knows that Manasseh is not supporting the ticket that he's on. He knows it. He knows it. Everybody knows that. And that's okay. That's fair. We all cannot support the same thing. That's allowed. But whilst Napo knows that, I don't know what happened. I don't know what they've done together. But Manasseh is the one telling us that this week, Napo has done some respectful gesture towards him. Respectful is the word he uses to describe it. And then you come and say that he's a KJT market. He says he's sorry. It's okay. It's okay. Manasseh, you are sorry. It's okay. Sorry means sorry. We are done. No problem. Everything ended. Should we find some song to play for him? Okay, let's move to A+. Roll it out. Roll it out. Let me grab my phone. I said before that I don't like Kwame Nkrumah and this and that and all that. Akufo-Addo has been saying he doesn't like Kwame Nkrumah, all that. But he set up the Kwame Nkrumah Museum, hasn't he? It's been well done. Okay, let's get to this story, and I'm hoping I can do it in 10 minutes, so keep timing me correctly. The other day, I was on social media and I saw it, and then people started sending it to me. So Kwame Aplus, our friend, the independent candidate that we're all supporting, he says, this is the first automobile. It is only an illiterate or someone whose brain is kitty, like something I don't want to repeat, that will argue that because it didn't include air condition, headlamps, music player, massaging seats, etc., it was not the first automobile. The man in the photo introduced free SHS, though it didn't include boarding. Did the first mobile phone have a camera? Wasn't it the first mobile phone? Okay, correct. Let's go to the Rice Brothers, please. The Rice Brothers. Then I'll come back to this one. But let's go to the Rice Brothers very quickly if you can. Okay. This is the photograph of the aeroplane that the Rice Brothers put together. It's very similar to the argument that Kwame Aplus is making. I'll come back to it. And Kwame Aplus did not tell us the name of the manufacturer of the first automobile, but it's okay. We can still use it. The name of the manufacturer of the first aircraft is Oliver and somebody. I've forgotten the other person. Oliver and... I can't hear what you're saying. Oval. Okay. Oliver and Oval Wright. The Wright brothers. This is the aircraft. This aircraft, if you use it today, they will use tie. Please, do you remember tie? I'll stretch my tie, pow, hit him, I'll kill him. But this was the first aircraft. And the Wright brothers secured the patent for aeroplane. And they had it for 50, 60, 70 years or so. And they were paid for it under copyright rules, okay? So these are the Wright brothers, fantastic people. They gave us the first plane. Let's get back to the A+ one, and let me share with you why they may be wrong. Okay, so correct, thank you. This is the first automobile. Now, we are talking free SHS. Kwame Aplus's argument is that it was John Mahama who started it. So the fact that the form in which John Mahama's free SHS was is not the same as the form in which Akufo-Addo's free SHS is, then it doesn't mean that John Mahama didn't start it. The forms may be different, and that's the point he's making here. This is a car. If you put a modern car here, it may not look exactly like this, but you see the wheels. And so the originator of the car is this one. I think that argument is correct. Same as the Wright brothers. All right. Now, here's the caveat. John Mahama started free SHS, as he says today. Fair enough. He said he started with day students. There was nothing free about what John Mahama did. What he did was that day students were not paying tuition fee. Tuition fee constituted about 40% of the payment of day students. So the rest of the 60% was paid. So it was not free. It was a reduction of fees. NDC people, please don't get angry with me. Just listen. It was a reduction of fees. That's the matter of fact. And here on this program, everything we have said from beginning to end 100 years ago is factual. That's why they only have to come on Facebook and say, you're a stupid boy, you are a stomach journalist, you're a fool. They don't say that what you said is wrong, because you cannot say that. We do fidelity to the research, so you can't say what we are saying is wrong. And we have documents to show. The fact of what John Dramani Mahama did was to reduce the fees. He didn't cancel it. That's the difference. I've not even come to this one. I'll come to that. What John Mahama did was to reduce the fees, not to cancel. And he has the they have the effrontery to call that free. If a person is paying 100 cedis and you say, don't pay 100, pay 60 cedis, is that free SHS? Anyway, to A plus now. Now, Kwame Aplus, if the manufacturer of this car was told that, look, forget about this, your car. We can do another car that has 4 doors, 4 tires, air conditioning, and the manufacturer of this car said to them that what you are talking about is not possible. This is how far you can go. You cannot do the car that you are saying. If the manufacturer told them this is not possible, then when it becomes possible, this guy cannot claim that it started from him. That is the moral of the story. That is the moral of the story. That's not what you are talking about. These are the details, and I'm going to go further into it. Again, if the one who manufactured this car was told when he manufactured this one that this is not correct, this is not the automobile we are looking for. Now, this one, the BMW here, the Mercedes here, the Datsun 120Y, it has covered, it has wipers, it has air conditioning, it has radio. That's the one we are looking for. And the guy who did it said that, are you people crazy? This is not possible. This can never be done. When it is done, he cannot claim it. That is the point of the moral, ethical, and the manufacturing sense that we are talking about. He cannot claim it. The Wright brothers can claim the aircrafts because when they did their aircrafts, they were there and other people manufactured and they said, glory be to God. The guy who did the first mobile phone that was big like this in 1974, he manufactured it, he went back, other people changed it, glory to God. But if you do this and you tell us that it is not possible to go beyond this, you say it loudly to the whole world. You don't say it in your head. You tell everybody that this is not possible, that you say you change the car from this, that is all lie, belie. And you tell us that you want to change this car, we cannot change the car on the whimsical promise of a desperate politician. And then I'll play to you some George. He says this car, you want to do a new one so that it gives students meningitis. Free SHS is the most useless thing. Free SHS is the most useless thing. Free SHS cannot work. They went into a studio and produced an advert about free SHS. That it cannot work. I'll show it to you now. When they have done that, they cannot come and claim that because they did this car, free SHS originated from them. That's a false claim. And any intelligent, Kwame Aplus insults all of us that our mind is kitty-kitty. That is why we don't understand it. Really, our mind is kitty-kitty. Our mind is kitty-kitty. Kwame Aplus' mind is big. Our mind is kitty-kitty. Yo, Yati, no problem. But this is the analysis. This is the analysis. Now let's move on. What is next? Let's go to talk about John Mahama. The thing I told you first. Let's see the first video. Please, let's run through the videos quickly. Here is President Mahama, and I've showed it to you already. Campaigning in 2016 as the man in charge of the government. Free SHS is burning on the front burner in the campaign. Everybody is talking about free SHS. The opposition is pounding free SHS. The man who claims that he originated free SHS, this is what he said.
Saying that Ghana must not introduce free SHS on the whimsical promise of a desperate politician. Many mistakes have been made by countries in Africa already with free SHS. Saying that Ghana must not introduce free SHS on the whimsical promise of a desperate politician. Many mistakes have been made by countries in Africa already with free SHS, saying
many mistakes have been made with Africa already, and that we shall not introduce that. Okay, so that was 2016. We can forgive President Mahama for that. You see, if this campaign, this NDC campaign was being run by some other person for the NDC other than President Mahama, that person could have been saying that, oh, it was President Mahama who started free SHS. And then we'll be telling him that, no, President Mahama didn't start it. But this is President Mahama himself who said that. Okay, so that's what he said. You saw that. That was in 2016 when he was president. Now, I'm going to show you what he said in 2020. Now, after 2016, free SHS was introduced in 2017 by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. 2017, 2018, 2019, free SHS was run. Parliament received the documentation on how much money has been spent on free SHS. It appeared in those days by 2020's election, 2 billion cedis had been spent on free SHS. During the 2020 campaign, when President Mahama launched his first bid post his presidency to become president of Ghana again, this is what he said. Once again, free SHS animated that campaign from 2012 up to 2020. Free SHS has animated every campaign and is starting again. I'll tell you why it has become a big part of 2024. This is what President Mahama said in 2020 when he was not president and when Free SHS had already started. This is what he said.
$2 billion cities for Free SHS for this academic year. If you have $2 billion more to spend on education, will you spend all of it on Free SHS? $2 billion cities for Free SHS for this academic year. If you have $2 billion more to spend on education, will you spend all of it on Free SHS?
So when President Mahama was not president and Free SHS has started, he actually said that he will not spend $2 billion on Free SHS. And then after all that, President Mahama comes and tells us that he started it. Why is he saying that? I'll show you. I'll tell you why. But in a moment, let's go and look at the NDC advertisement. Now, this was an advert that NDC put out in 2016. They put an advert together and put it out against Free SHS. But today, they are telling us that they started Free SHS. And Kwame Aplus says that all of us, our mind is kitty-kitty. We are not sensible. So we don't even understand the analogy. He doesn't name the person who started the first car anyway. He doesn't name him. But he says that even when he has presented a thesis with gaps in it without naming the person, he says our mind is kitty-kitty-kitty. He's a big brain. That thing he said, they pay me, Charlie, viewers. When we were in Presec, the way we used to learn, Charlie, we took it to BAM Library. We've been learning. Plus said that our mind is kitty-kitty. Oh, God. Charlie, oh, my guys, Benkwe, where are you? Charlie, you remember how we used to learn? Charlie, we'll take Plato, we'll read it, Aristotle will be reciting it on the Commonwealth platform. The Commonwealth verandas will be reciting Plato and Aristotle. We'll be reading cases. Plus said that all the work we did is our mind is kitty-kitty because we don't understand that President Mahama brought Free SHS. So because we are arguing that President Mahama didn't bring Free SHS, Plus says that all the work we did in Presec is useless. Our mind is kitty-kitty-kitty. That one is painful because Charlie, we work though. Charlie, the learning we learned brutal. God bless the Presec teachers. God bless the legal. Oh no, we learned at BAM Library. We cracked the thing. But A+ says all that is Charlie. We've learned things to a philosophy of religion. We learned classics, Roman history. A+ says all that is nonsense because we don't understand that President Mahama brought Free SHS. So our mind is kitty-kitty. All the learning we learn is useless. He is very clever because he can show that John Mahama brought Free SHS, so he is clever. Yo, Yati. Okay, let's watch the advert that NDC put together. Let's see it.
Let me first match you. Yeah, I mean, please see me. I see now. Me very good. If I try to pray, woman say, you need enough classrooms, you need enough dormitories, you need enough teachers, you need enough science resources. To me, part show. It's me,
Headmistress, but all kind of sad, I mean, you free senior high school, you're born with the road TV, so radio see. And they said, you're okay, better than your my sweating up.
Ghana, man, associated here, and Sana idea fata. Or my Ghana, ever die SHS free. While Brian near my among women, it dim.
I'm paying for it. Some are the people, they are not Ukraine. So we need Valanda, a better with me. I feel waiting.
Wait till I go to Australia on my Ghana. Now you're saying at Tumoko, some of Tumaba and Farmer, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and then the NDC. Now, I'm on to a better Ghana agenda. There is a better Ghana agenda. Every ACC dormitories, classroom blocks, dining halls, science resource centers, computer laboratories, and then you can one among women here a team.
I don't have much to say. This is 2016's advert. NDC mounted a narrative and a propaganda to frustrate the Free SHS campaign. Today, they say they launched it. Now, let me tell you why. Producer, forget about the Sam George and the Fifi Kwete window. We'll just go back to A+'s post. So, because we don't have time. All right. So, NDC say that they brought Free SHS after they sponsored commercials on television. political commercials to say that free SHS is not possible, is not, you can't do it. Kwame to say, Pacho, somehow kind of, and you see a bonbon there, I destroy you, presec by nya grow. Say, Nina, a bond, and you say, what were you in there, Mr. One can you cry, or the way are down for in tea. You funny, sir, why you shall zoom like her near Dinkom or why. Now, I will say a bon dear. They are born saying, oh, Kwame Aplus. I'm born, you, yes, you, a bibintia, why, bibintia, nebia, why. But this one day, you see, Kwame, good night. All right, I'll come to Kwame Aplus's final post. So this was the NDC's advert. Now, so this is Aplus here in the first post saying, this is the first automobile. It is only an illiterate. Hey, Kwame Aplus, we are all illiterate. Hey, yo. It is only an illiterate or someone whose brain is kitty that will argue that because it didn't include air condition, headlamps, music player, massaging, that it was not the first automobile. The man in the photo introduced free SHS, though it didn't include boarding. Did the first mobile phone have a camera? And NDC people started liking it. 13,000 likes. Okay, let's go back to Kwame Aplus's post in 2017. Give it to me, Kwame Aplus. He had a post in 2017, he himself. Great. This is Kwame Aplus on 1st September 2017. This is the same Kwame Aplus. He says, it's here. Internet doesn't lie, and internet doesn't forget. Aplus, he says, it's here. That's what he said, it's here. Free SHS. Akufo-Addo says, I want every Ghanaian child to attend secondary school, not just for what they learn in books, but for the life experiences that they will gain. President Akufo-Addo in launching the Free SHS campaign, endorsed by Kwame Aplus on 1st September 2017. He said, it is here. This is Aplus, so this is not me. Let me make it bigger, small, so that you can see it. Kwame, it's saying, wow, what's new? Who said it is here? Why now can I say it is here? That Akufo-Addo has launched Free SHS. But today, Kwame, you are telling us that we are all blockheaded because we can't understand that it was John Mahama who brought Free SHS. This is my story. This is my stone. Text messages, give me 11111, and then I'm switching straight to Jubilee Park, Matthew Opoku Prempes Mata. Please, give me some text messages. Who is starting? Anzeba, you first.
John should have campaigned on his version of Free SHS in 2016. He rather chose to run counter-campaign on Free SHS policy.
Come back to me. I have one thing to say. One thing. Viewers, okay. I was making a point that there's a reason why the Free SHS is coming up. Let me tell you that very quickly. So information has come to us that the NDC had conducted research, and they need to do that. I applaud them for that. They have conducted research across the country asking Ghanaians that of the 8 years of Akufo-Addo's government, which are the developments and the promises that people are holding on to. The verdict came to Fifi Kwete's table that 2,000% Ghanaians are excited about Free SHS, and they believe it is Akufo-Addo's policy, and they believe MPP will continue Free SHS. They are not too sure whether NDC will continue. Then they asked them, one district, one factory, that's 50-50. One village, one dam, 50-50. Free SHS, 100%. Or the research told them that the Free SHS is good, people like it, they love it, and they attribute it to Akufo-Addo. They believe that if MPP wins 2024, Free SHS should be taken for granted. They are not so sure whether if NDC wins it to continue. It is this research on Fifi Kwete's table that has gone to President Mahama that has animated this conversation. And that is the modern day politician for you. When they get the research, then they now have to put themselves into it by force. So Kwame Aplus, maybe you know, maybe you don't know. This is the reason. They have conducted a research, and the research is telling them that Free SHS, Ghanaians believe in it, they love it, and they are sure that with an MPP victory in 2024, Free SHS will continue. And they are also sure that with an MPP defeat in 2024, they don't know whether Free SHS will continue. So the NDC were told that, Charlie, if you don't take a position on this Free SHS, it can cost you the election. Now, back to the prophet J.J. Rawlings. He told John Mahama that if you don't do something about Free SHS in 2013, it will be a problem for NDC in many election cycles to come. Rawlings told him that if you don't do something about, Rawlings told him that you won the election, but Free SHS won the campaign of 2012. You won the election, but the policy won the campaign. If you don't implement that policy, for many elections to come, NDC will have to fight it, because the day MPP come and they implement it, we are in trouble. For many election cycles, NDC will have to answer the question. It is Rawlings's word that has come. They should take a stone, go to Nana Kunedu's house at Ridge, and Dr. Baumia here. So the story is told about maybe we should take the video. While speaking at the Kenyatta Markets preaching compound, Nana Poku said that President Akufo-Addo has developed Ghana, has worked harder for Ghana more than any other president. In real translation, this is what he said. Translating to English, proper way. If you understand Chi and you understand English, and I'll play the video. This is what he said. Akufo-Addo has developed Ghana more than any other president. Forget Kwame Nkrumah. That's what he said. He said, Akufo-Addo, why you do Ghana? Say, Kwame Nkrumah no. That's what he said. That forget Kwame Nkrumah, suggesting that Akufo-Addo had done better than Nkrumah, which got all hell to break loose. So let's look at the video now. And then, they don't have the video. They are looking for it. Okay, all right. It's 8 minutes at the top of the hour. And producer, I'm looking for the Napo video. I told you that we use it independently. It's in the documentary, but we use it independently. So they are still looking for the video. So that's what he said. Now, for our money, I think that where I can fault Nana Poku for is that, yes, he was speaking to his faithfuls. He was speaking on an NLM platform, on a UP platform. But I want to suggest that his body language could have been better. Because you see, when you are speaking about a former president, any former president for that matter, including Akufo-Addo, including Mills, including John Mahama, you don't show body language that looks like, oh, who is he? If you are talking about non-entity like me or any other non-entity, even when you are talking about A+, you can't say that because A+ is very clever. We those who are not clever, you can say that. You can talk about, oh, Paul Adomotri should get out there. Oh, you can stretch your hand and say about Paul Adomotri. But you can't do that when you're talking about a president of Ghana. I think that is where the issue, for me, and for all the videos that we've looked at, that's where the issue really is. Nothing to do with the content of what he said. Because if he says that Akufo-Addo has done better than Kwame Nkrumah, it's a matter of opinion. But in any case, let me ask you Ghanaians. Kwame Nkrumah's government ended in 1966. Kwame Nkrumah's government had to look after 5 million Ghanaian people. Since then, the population of Ghana has been growing. We are now more than 30 million. Is it a good story for our country that no president has done better than Kwame Nkrumah? Shouldn't presidents do better than Kwame Nkrumah? Kwame Nkrumah has his place. He won independence for Ghana. There's no doubt about it. He is to be glorified. Osagyefo, the president, he is to be glorified. That's why we don't call any other president Osagyefo. No president in Ghana will be called Osagyefo. Because Osagyefo is alone. Osagyefo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, is to be glorified. But in terms of achievements, should we continue to reel under the fact that no other president can achieve than the president of 66 years ago? What kind of story are we writing for our country? We should definitely have presidents who have looked after 30 million people and whose achievement, if you look at it, should be more than the achievements of the president who looked after 5 people. But in every country's history, the first president, especially in the circumstances of a colonial country where independence had to be won, the first president who led Ghana to independence always holds a very, very special place. In the circumstances, you cannot talk about Kwame Nkrumah and say, "Mo famo Kwame Nkrumah no." I agree with that. But beyond that, he says Akufo-Addo has done better. And you see, this is not the first time Napo has said that. I have a video I'll be showing you. Producer, I hope you have that video. Napo said in 2020 that as far as free SH is concerned, Akufo-Addo has done better than Nkrumah. He said that. I'll show you the video today. He said it in 2020, 4 years ago. So the content of what he said, and you will see, has been said by many other people. Yamin, the Ashanti regional chairman of the NDC. Tarek, I'm waiting for you. The things are inside your video. Yamin is here. No, not this one. Not John Mahama can be compared. He said John Mahama has achieved more than Nkrumah. Producer, get that one, please. Lee Okran said to his constituents, "I have done better than Kwame Nkrumah." I believe Lee Okran was speaking the truth. I believe so. Lee Okran is an honorable man. He's not just going to stand there and talk something. And Lee Okran is one of the biggest apologists of Kwame Nkrumah. If anybody worships Kwame Nkrumah, it is Lee Okran. Lee Okran was the member of parliament for Nkrumah's village in Krofo. Not many people worship Kwame Nkrumah like Lee Okran does. Leokan stood before Nkrumah's people and told them that I have done better for you than Kwame Nkrumah. I believe Leokan was speaking the truth. There's nothing wrong with that. But you cannot, by body language, disrespect any former president. I believe that Napoku did not intend to. But in the manner of speaking, in the KJTL market preaching situation, that's how it appears. And because it appears like that, I think we need to recognize that you cannot speak about a former president, any former president, and say, Paul Adomoshi. As for me, you can say it. A+ has even said that we are not intelligent, so that's okay. So you can say anything. Oh, Paul Adomoshi, get out over there. Hey, I'm fine with that. Because me, I'm not president, I'm not deputy minister, I'm not minister, I'm not anything. Me, I'm news reporter. This is where I do my work. You can say anything about me, because me, I will say something about you. So you can also say. But when you are describing a president, so you can say, Leokan said, I have done more than Kwame Nkrumah did. Do you have the other, Yamin? He said, Mahama has done better. Oh, okay. They don't have it. You just show me the one you have. So that's what Yamin said. I'm still waiting for the video. So this is the story, viewers. This is the story. Whilst you can criticize Nana Poku's posture in terms of talking about Kwame Nkrumah, you cannot criticize the content of what he's saying. As far as he is concerned, and he has said it 4 years ago, Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, dealing with 30 million people, has achieved more than Kwame Nkrumah achieved. Yes, Kwame Nkrumah achieved something. They're not just winning independence for Ghana. He said Ghana development agenda, blah, blah, blah. Part of the problem, viewers, is the history. Do you know that we found out in 2016 that the history of Ghana has really been told by only Kwame Nkrumah? Kwame Nkrumah wrote several books, and he's the one who told the history. So because of the way the circumstances of the coup after coup, and then in the 1980s, the Rawlings people decided to take history out of our curricula. The history is very scanty, except the history about the achievements of Nkrumah. That's the story of our country. No Ghanaian has really, apart from a few British, documented properly the history of Kwame. Documentary ready? Documented the history of Kwame Nkrumah. Okay, now let's listen to the Napo speech at Jubilee Park. Let's listen to it.
Messiah Fish 1957. Back on there, more from Kwame Nkrumah, no, more from Obia, the Wabadi Mampania. What book Ghana who buy and the Ghana colony send another Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Messiah Fish 1957. Back on there, more from Kwame Nkrumah, no, more from Obia, the Wabadi Mampania. What book Ghana who buy and the Ghana colony send another Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Messiah Fish 1957. Back on there, more from Kwame Nkrumah, no, more from Obia, the Wabadi Mampania. What book Ghana who buy and the Ghana colony send another Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
If he says Obia niwa wa bogana who buying, that's very instructive. Very, very instructive when you are relating it to Kwame Nkrumah. Wa bogana protected the public purse, protected the nation. We all know the difficulties that Ali Mazrui and co have with Nkrumah, taking Ghanaian money and spending it on Mali and Guinea and all of that. That's a decision of the president. We may be critical of it. Bedema, his finance minister, was critical of it. But this is the history that is not very common to all of us. Bedema, the finance minister, was critical of the way Nkrumah was spending Ghanaian money abroad. If you read Nkrumah, and I've read all of Nkrumah's books, there's nothing Nkrumah has written that I have not read. I've read all. But A+ still says that our mind is kitty kitty. A+, have you read Nkrumah's books? I mean, I've read all. Dark Days in Ghana, The River Congo, the biography, autobiography, John Millen's biography, Austin's biography. I have read every book about Nkrumah, the one he wrote and the one that has been written about him. But A+ says, Yabon, we are sorry. So let's move on. Now, the Bedema's concern was that Ghana's money was being dissipated. And when you say somebody has achieved, Nkrumah himself said it. And you see, because I've read Nkrumah, I know what he said. Nkrumah said that those who judge us merely by the standards we have attained should do well to remember the depth from which we came. Nkrumah wrote it. It is in the Dark Days in Ghana. I don't remember the page. I read it when I was in Legon. I still remember it. He said those, in fact, all of my friends, we talk about it. And when you do something, then they are laughing at you. You say those who judge us, then we all repeat, merely by what we have attained, should do well to remember the depths from which we came. That's what Nkrumah said. That those who judge us by merely what we have attained should do well to remember the depths from which we came. So if Nkrumah became president and received 600 million pounds from the British, Nkrumah was the only Ghanaian president who started his presidency with Ghana's bank accounts in the positive. Nkrumah was the only single one Ghanaian president who began his presidency with Ghana's bank accounts in the positive. Every other Ghanaian president began his presidency with Ghana's balance in the debt. Red. Everybody, Buzia, Achampon, Akufu, Rawlings, Liman, Mills, President Mahama, Kufuor, everybody. In fact, by Kufuor's stage, Ghana was declaring HIPIC. Kwame Nkrumah is the only one who had 600 million pounds. Guess what? Half of the 600 million pounds was spent on Mali, Guinea, Burkina Faso for their independence. It achieved results. In 1960, 3 years after Ghana had gained independence, 30 other African countries gained independence. A lot of them with Ghana's money. Some Ghanaians felt that that was wrong. So if somebody says, please put back Yamin, very quickly, put back Yamin. Put back Yamin, the one that was here, yes. So my Yamin here, who is today the national organizer of the NDC, says John Mahama greater than Nkrumah in achievements. I believe that Yamin too was right. That's what Yamin said. John Mahama greater than Nkrumah in achievements. He says John Mahama has achieved more than Nkrumah. Maybe it's right, maybe it's not true. So the NDC people who are shouting, what kind of hypocrisy is this? This is your national organizer speaking. He says John Mahama, this 2022, 27th April 2022, my info Ghana, John Mahama has achieved greater than Nkrumah in achievements. NDC people, what are you shouting about Nana Poku? Is that not what your national organizer said only 2 years ago? What is this hypocrisy in Ghanaian politics? Yes, Nana Poku's posturing may have been wrong. I agree with that. You don't talk about the president and flip your hands as if you are talking about a nobody. Yes, that is wrong. But the content of what he said, that Akufo-Addo has achieved more than Nkrumah, where is the problem? This is what Yamin said. You may disagree with him that, oh, you are lying. How can Akufo-Addo achieve more than Nkrumah? What are you talking about? And then a debate ensues. That's what democracy is about. It's Kamame Kebi Abain. That's what they say on Peace FM every time when they are describing democracy. Kebi Mamin Kebi Abain. So that's what democracy is about. A debate will ensue because you say Nkrumah is greater, this one says Akufo-Addo is greater. American young children debate about that every day. American children are divided into the Thomas Jefferson people, the Alexander Hamilton people, the George Washington people, Harry Truman people. British children are divided into Tony Blair and Winston Churchill, Margaret Thatcher. Everyone thinks that Margaret Thatcher was the best. Somebody says Winston Churchill was the best. Somebody says no, it was Ron Attlee. He was the best. Somebody says it was John Major. What do you do? Is that a reason why we should be fighting? Because Nana Poku says Akufo-Addo has developed more than Nkrumah. You, Yamin, you said that 2 years ago. Let's get serious for a moment and fight the 2024 campaign about the future of the Ghanaian people. That's what is important. What is all this? And then Manasseh on the side can talk about KJTA preachers. Anyway, my documentary is ready. I'd like to show this to you. I've asked for 15 minutes because I've been told it's 11 minutes long. It includes everything I'm telling you now. Nana Poku's thing, what happened, what didn't happen, everything. After that, text messages. We go to Germany for Euro 2024 with Andy. Hopefully you have enough time to do that. Without much ado, and I say congratulations to my editor. This documentary started producing at 8 o'clock. It's ready now.
We pray that everything that we do today will be successful and we shall give glory and thanks to your holy name. This is what we ask with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. After unveiling his running mates to the party, Mahamudu Bawumia traced his steps to Mesha Palace to deliver a message to His Royal Majesty that he, Bawumia, had selected a running mate from Ashanti royalty. Apija is the symbol of the king's image. Apija Hene is, if you like, a foreign affairs minister. And Apija Fie always breeds leaders and doers. Apija Fie Nana, J. Kufuor, is one such example. So Bawumia was eager to let the Asante Hene know that he had chosen his son as his running mate. Otumfuo responded with his usual forcefulness and advice, but this time the king went a bit beyond because, as he put it, Nana Poku is his son.
Me be de makasa chen wo dem metunufo. So Otumfuo se ne ban na de makasa chen wo dem metunufo. So na zuma men kan cho.